having a huge multiplying effect.
Today, India's single most distinguishing feature is its young student population. They study under the tutelage of teachers who are restricted by their own knowledge and ability to create talent pools for the new emerging India. This teacher education space must therefore be addressed and aligned to national standards for the sake of the country's future that lies squarely on the shoulders of students who pass out. The Indian Institute of Science was established in 1909 by the great visionary Sir J.N. Tata. Most scholars who shaped the destiny of India in the field of science and technology have passed through its portals. It was only natural then to share its knowledge with those who needed it the most, the teachers from government-aided schools, who lacked the ability to impart even the most basic tenets of science and maths to young, impressionable minds.
During the centenary year of the Indian Institute of Science, which was in 2009, we acquired this 1,500 acres land from the government of Karnataka to start the second campus of the Indian Institute of Science.
It was at a dilapidated sheep breeding farm adjacent to the 1,500 acres campus that TDS first took form, devoid of even the basic amenities, but charged with high voltage positivity of its founding members.
When we were looking for a small place to start our activity, we came across this particular idea. We found that this sheep breeding farm has got a place where we can actually start the training. And also we found that there are about 25 to 30 quarters where teachers can stay. We got the idea of training the teachers in the place here as a residential training program because we got the place as well as residential place. We asked the government, then the Deputy Commissioner of this particular district called Amnar Bishwas, he came forward to give this whole area for us on lease for 10 years. And we started our teachers training program in this sheep breeding farm with some amount of facility.
The animal shelter was soon refurbished with government funds and transformed into a functional training center for teachers. The journey had just begun. On February 26, 2011, IISc's 1,500-acre campus at Challakere was inaugurated to train teachers. Fully equipped to redefine education standards of high school and university learning in India. As chronicled by Professor M.S. Hegre in his book Training Science and Mathematics Teachers from High School to University, speaks volumes of the necessity to train teachers and how it all began as a gigantic experiment in knowledge sharing.
We had to find out what are the necessities of training. We examined several teachers and we found that their knowledge is low. We have to create a method of training teachers such that they get actually higher level of knowledge. During the first 2-3 years, we in fact discovered a new method of teachers training, and we found that science should be learned by doing experiments, That was the first principle we found out. So make the teacher learn science by doing experiments. Mathematics, they should learn by solving problems. We should actually create the program in such a fashion that school atmosphere is created at this talent development center. That essentially means there will be blackboard lectures and simple method of learning.
The Talent Development Center, or TDC, of the Indian Institute of Science discovered that the average marks scored by 4,000 high school teachers in Karnataka was just 22%. Hardly 10% got more than a passing mark of 35%. Enter TDC, the seat of relearning and reinventing knowledge with unbelievable turnarounds being achieved year after year with the joint efforts of both the institution and the trainees. At TDC, the teachers soon realize their low level of knowledge after their first initial test, which they take willingly and in the right spirit.
So far we have trained about 13,500 teachers. It's important to note that not a single teacher refused to take a test, which essentially means teachers are ready to be examined, provided of course they learn during the process of training. The first test is essentially on what teacher knows. The second test is on what he has gained. The second test essentially is the test of the center or test of the professors who have taught.
The innovative method of training here includes converting all textbook activities in science subjects into experiments, teaching mathematics by problem solving in class with different computations, solving 300 problems in 10 days, conducting daily tests and evaluations, demonstrations and blackboard lectures, evaluating through daily assignments.
One of the things that we first did was to employ experiments, design experiments, and make the teachers actually do the experiments. And that is what is the feature of our teachers training program. The high school teachers training program is about 10 days. The PUC is also 10 or 12 days. The BSc and the Master's Teachers Program is between 15 and 21 days. But the uniqueness of all these programs that we have here is that most afternoons, in fact all afternoons are completely spent in the laboratories and individual experiments done by individual faculty members.
TDC's 10-day residential training programs for high school science and mathematics teachers involves more than 150 experiments covering the entire 8th, 9th, 10th class syllabus.
Our mathematics course for teachers at TDC is structured around the concept and concept-based problem-solving techniques. When the teachers come, they are very low in their knowledge and almost no ability to solve the problems using these mathematical concepts. So we cover 8th, 9th and 10th sub-syllables fully for the high school teachers. Every day, once the concept is taught, we give them the assignments and we encourage them to do the assignments individually. We tutors are there to help them and we give them a one-to-one attention so that they are able to solve the problem themselves. Around 30 to 40 problems in a day on each subject they solve. So this helps them to understand the concept as well as how to apply this concept and solve the problem.
The massive impact of this very intensive, innovative, experiment-based structured training has positively impacted students right from high schools and SSLC to university levels. And that's mainly because TDC has converted the entire set of the NCERT prescribed textbooks of physics, chemistry and biology into experiments covering 85% of the syllabus.
About 3,500 schools we choose for science teachers In 2015, they were all not trained in those schools. In 2019, all the teachers have been trained. Now, during this period, what happens? So many students are taught. So now, go back 2015, what is the kind of scores students have got? 2019, find out whether the students have scored higher. Students are different, but the level is the same. What we found to our great happiness is that in 2015, only about 20-25% of students were getting more than 60% marks. Whereas in 2019, when all the teachers are trained, more than 50% of students are able to score more than 60% marks. More than 50% of students scoring more than 60% marks. More than 25% of schools where teachers were trained, we find that number of students who scored more than 70% had doubled. So, what really we find is that the teachers are able to learn, not only learn in our center, when they go back, they are able to improve the school student standard. That's exactly what we wanted to do. We succeeded in that.
The impact of TDC trained teachers on students is very obvious.
Now the question is, you see how much they have scored. We found that average marks scored before the training of something like about 9,500 teachers of Karnataka. Average marks scored was before the training only about 15 to 20%. Average marks scored after the training of both science and mathematics is something like about 80%. In 10 days we can make them as good as that.
ಈ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಅದು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಶಾಲೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿನ ಕೂಡ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 8 to 8:30 ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು 12 ಇತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಈಗ 6th ಡೇ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ನಮಗೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 23 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರಿಯಲಿ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ತೋರಿಸೋವಂಥದ್ದು 2 ಅಥವಾ 3 ಮೆಥಡಿಂದ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
I can say my knowledge after coming here, it is exponentially growing, so that I have reached somewhere here. When earlier I came here, it was here. Now exponentially growing my knowledge here, so it was a good experience for me.
The intention of the development center is to improve the knowledge of the teachers. So in order to improve our knowledge, we need to involve in particular aspect of what is prescribed in the syllabus in our secondary section. So I am very happy that the capability what we had earlier has completely improved, because we have involved each and every aspect of the syllabus what is been given, and that has developed. We can dedicate knowledge what we have gained here in very good manner.
The special experimental kits TDC provides to toppers are yet another unique offering at this magnificent institution, helping schools upgrade their standards of teaching.
ನಾವೇನು ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೇನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವೆಲ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಪ್ಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ರೂಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೈಜಿನಿಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೇಸ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಫುಡ್ಡು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಸು, ಟೀಚರ್ಸು, ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ನೀಡಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ರೂರಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ.
ನಾವೀಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಕಿಟ್ಟಿನ ಜೊತೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಒಂದು ನಾಲೆಜನ್ನು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ
IISc ಕಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇವನ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ತುಂಬ ನೀಡಿತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ನೀಡ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ವಿ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್.
It is truly remarkable that from a sheep farm to this edifice of learning, IISc TTC has trained over 13,000 teachers, benefiting more than 13 lakh students, even as it gears up to establish more such centers beyond Karnataka, to make every child a beneficiary of empowered teachers. TTC is truly proud of the unique atmosphere of learning and living it creates at its vast, pristine campus. Here, teachers are as eager as children to relearn and reinvent. Where dedicated mentors help them score 80% on an average in all their subjects as return gifts. It's an effort worth applauding.
Thank you very much. Thank you.